I'm on my way back out of the playa. But look at all this grassland. This is grassland, and the water can come all the way up to here, making it wetlands, which we just saw by the lake. So, and this is definitely great quail, quail foliage right here. Yes, I miss hunting, I do. But I understand everything has a season. But I wanted to talk to you about childhood abuse, isolation, and narcissistic abuse isolation. As a child, I was isolated for weeks at a time. I was allowed to come out and go to the bathroom, and I was allowed to come out and get my food, but then I had to go back either into my room or in the garage where I slept, away from the family, breaking the family tie. So I wasn't even allowed around my siblings at that time. Now as an adult, I don't have any contact with them at all. I did with my sister for a while, but she was so young when all of this happened. Everyone has a different perception of how they see things and how it happened, but I know it happened to me. But isolation, it taught me to rely on myself. It taught me to self-regulate my emotions and I had to teach myself how to take care of myself. And I would sneak out, I think I told you before, after being abused, and go out in the grasslands up in BLM land and farming area and cattle area, dairies. I loved it. It helped me heal. I can't explain it. I was out there and I felt like that's where I belonged. And it's definitely a full circle for me coming back out here where I belong. And I love it. And I love rural America for sure, small towns. Isolation carried me all the way through. And when you're in a narcissistic abuse relationship, they'll isolate you from your family, your friends. They'll isolate you from everybody. They don't want you to be in contact with anybody because they're fearful that you might say something to someone. So they keep you trapped through manipulation and all different tactics that they use. I know that there's a lot of medical experts and gurus and everybody else, but I can only give you my testimony. I don't know all the fancy names for everything. So I didn't go to school for psychology. I lived it. I think that at least that enables me to speak it, what I know anyway. But my last narcissistic relationship, he wouldn't even come with me to any family functions. He would question where I was going and who I was with. It was very hard and difficult to leave the house. He'd put a lot of chores on me, a lot of duties on me, even though I was working 12 to 16 hours towards the end at that time. And, it's psychological warfare is what it is. You see, complex PTSD is not a mental illness. It is a condition from long-stemmed abuse. Same with PTSD. It's a condition from acute abuse or seeing something that traumatized you. And I definitely qualify for both, considering I watched my mom pass away. And another thing I haven't told you is I was a twin. And my twin's name was Kelly. And she died not too long after being born. And I can't imagine how my mom suffered the loss of a child while taking care of another infant. So my first loss really was with my twin, and then the loss of my mother. And then I went right into being abused. I didn't even have time to grieve. But isolation carried me throughout everything. And even now, as I'm healing, I'm slowly coming out. I'm slowly coming out of isolation. But I will tell you, it doesn't bother me to be alone. I had to learn to take care of myself. Is it hyper-independence? Oh, I'm sure, without a doubt. Hyper-vigilant all the time. But I'm learning to come out of these. It is confusing at times, But I'm feeling really good. I'm doing really good. I don't have anything to complain about. I'm grateful for all I have and everything that's provided for me. I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And I think that's what we need to understand is we don't need everything fancy and every fancy place to live, a fancy car and fancy this and fancy clothes. I have peace inside, and that's a lot of fancy to me. I would rather have peace in my heart than all the fancy things in the world. Would I like more? Of course. But do I have everything I need? Yes, I do. And I'm working hard. And we'll see what happens. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.